Hi, Derpy Moose 99 here with episode 8 of Factorio with Bobs and Angels. On the last episode, we built a clay brick installation. You can see it running here. I also miscounted these assemblers here. I thought it was 8, but the recipe called for 10, so I've corrected that. The other thing I've done off camera here is with the new bricks, I went and upgraded our ore sorting facilities, our crushers, and our blasters, and our casters, and our all that kind of fun stuff. What do you call these things? Induction furnaces to Mark IIs. So this is producing quite a bit better than it was before. You can see it's almost a full line of copper going out, and it's definitely a full line of iron. Um, so on this episode, what I wanted to do here, just look at the map. Actually, let's maybe go into Hell Mod here for a second. So what I want to do is I want to make bronze. But looking through the recipes here, what I decided on was doing this crushed cupric mixture, which gives us an equal amount of copper and tin. Now, that's what we need for bronze, but it's also what we need for tin, and we'll have a little bit of extra copper. So what I'm thinking is to build a fairly large installation that'll produce maybe 2 lines of tin and 1 line of bronze. So in order to do that, I don't know about what numbers here. I'll probably double what's shown here. But basically what it's saying is we need stereotype, crotinium, bobmonium, 3 crushers each, Mark II. Those go into another set of crushers which produce the crushed cupric mixture, and then those go into ore sorting facilities which produce the copper and the tin. So as far as models, I think I'll hand build the crusher setup. But if I can remember which button to hit to get out of this, which is U, close this. What I'll do is I'll take a copy probably of the iron production here, and we'll use that to produce tin and maybe the bronze as well. So we'll have to build the crusher setup from scratch, but we'll copy this. So where I picked to do this, I think, if we go to the map here, we need crotinium, bobmonium, and the other one was stereotype. Now there's stereotype way up there, so I'm thinking we might use that one, or we can bust this one. But I think if we take this one up here, it'll give us a chance to put a small train line in. And we did start producing rails in the last episode. Okay, so in my inventory right now, I've got a bunch of Mark II sorters, crushers, and the blast cast and inductors, as well as a bunch of belts and fun stuff. And it looks like we should be set up. So what I'm going to do is first I'll probably lay down what I believe will be the tin setup here. So we're going to have 2 of those. Or let's think about 3 for now. I'm thinking 2 for tin, and then 1 for the bronze. Okay, we'll have to clean up some of these belts and stuff like that. Alright, so I think what I'll do is I just go on pause until the nanobots build that, and then we'll look at our crusher setup. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're back here. We've got 2 lineups set up ready to go for tin here based on the Jivalite to iron setup we have below. And I've had to modify the bronze setup here. If we look in the induction furnace here, it takes 18 copper ingots to 6 tin ingots. So we've set up 3 blast furnaces for copper and 1 for tin. And that's going into, let's see what we got here. That's going to actually produce 60. Okay, in which case we actually need 2 of these. Okay. And actually we should probably be using undergrounds for this. Saves a little bit on the UPS. Okay, and let's get some inserters in here. bit of power. Okay, so that should give us our bronze setup and 2 rows of tins, provided we can get enough copper and tin. So if we go back into HelmMod here, we were going to use 8 ore sorters, and then there's the layout for the crushers. So I think what we want is 2 rows of that. So let's work on first getting our sorters set up here, and remembering the rule of giving ourselves lots of room here. Let's see what this looks like. So if we go, this was all based on 1 full yellow belt, so let's try this. You know what? Let's 1 belt each. Okay, and where's our recipe? It is crushed cupric. Okay, so we'll do inputs in the middle here, and what's it take here? 4 per second, and these are up to 2, okay. And then our output is going to be 4 a second, but now do we want to, yeah, let's actually use these guys. Okay, so we'll take out 10 on the short one. And you can be offset. And these guys will do copper, but out on that one. And you can be offset. Okay. Okay, just extend this so we can copy them. Alright, so that's going to give us input in the middle, and then copper and tin on separate lines. Okay, I can live with that. And this is going to be 8 total. Oops, probably should have done the power. Probably should have done that after the inserters went in. Alright, we have to rebuild that guy. Probably better to use some mediums here. And I did it again. Yeah, I'm called Derpy for a reason. Yeah, okay. And this guy was offset. Alright, so we'll use copy instead of delete. And let's see if we can get back on track here. Derping around. Alright, try this again. Alright, that should give us that. Now what we'll want to do, and that. So 10 is on the inside. Okay, and we're going to want to put that into a warehouse. Okay, and that will need, yeah, we want 3 outputs, so you know what, we're not going to be able to warehouse this. I think what we're going to have to do Change of plans here. Okay, what we really want here, yeah, if we keep these splitters here, we want 3 lines of 10. So let's go into our yellow belt balancers and say 2 to 3 long. Take a copy of that guy. Now it did say we're going to duplicate that. Why don't we just save that until we get both of them going here? Okay, let's trim this guy off here, so... Okay, then we want to duplicate this guy. Okay, I'll just go on pause while we're getting that built. Okay, we got our second setup built. I think the answer here is we got 4 into 3. So we'll do this with 4 to 3. And it should look something like so. Oh, too bad that didn't line up. Oh, actually it did. I just trim back the copper for a moment here, because we'll have to do the same thing with it. Alright, so that's the tin. And remember when we have... Yeah, that guy's at the bottom there. Alright, let's do the same thing for our copper line. Well, actually, we really... Yeah, let's do the same thing for copper, and we're only going to use one line to start with, but we're going to use the rest of the copper, or the excess copper, to actually make copper plates, I think, or for bronze, I haven't decided yet, or brass, I mean. Oopsies. Alright, let's get that to line up. Alright, so these 2 extra lines of copper, we may have to warehouse that. Or we might put 2 feeds into down here. Yeah, let's just run that for a while and see what happens. Okay, so that should give us copper and tin. Alright, so now our next, if we go back into Helm mod, each of these will need 3 crushers. Okay. Now I'm just going to set this up with 1 row of crushers for now. But we've got the splitter in case we want to double it up. Okay. Now this is going to be a bit tricky because there's 2 inputs, or 3 inputs. Alright, let's do the inputs first. No. Let's do that the other way around. Alright, and then each of those, going back into Halmod, will need 3 Steratite and Crotinium. Okay, maybe the thing to do is do this one first. And we also need something to deal with the crushed stone as well too. Can't forget that. Alright, so this recipe needs bobmonium, crotinium, and steratite. Now the bobmonium is going to come from right here. So let's do that one as the far left one. And that was 3, okay. And where do we want to process the stone? Maybe up here above that. Output priority left, crushed stone. Okay, and we will go... What do we need here? We need 2 ore per second, so 1 inserter is fine. Yeah, you know what? We're going to have to leave room here, so let's maybe move that puppy over a bit. Something like that will probably leave us enough room. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, and then let's see what this looks like with... May not have given ourselves enough room. Okay, we need room to belt off the stone. Alright, and this can be crotinium, it doesn't really matter what's what here. Alright, and this can be the steratite. Alright, that gets us our stone out there. Alright, that gets us our 3 inputs and our stone dealt with. Okay, that works for me. Yeah, that got just a teeny bit messed up, but that's okay. Now, if this one comes out there. Alright, that should be the stone out there. Alright, now all we just have to do is bring our ores in. So the bobmonium from here, crotinium from here, and sturtite I think from up there with the train. So I think what I'll do is I'll just go on pause and get some mining going, and I'll be right back. Okay, we've got the first patch of ore hooked up here. We got a bunch of bobmonium going into a 4-2 splitter into our crushers up here, and I've also copied a portion of the steel crushed stone to landfill set up below. So that should be more than enough capacity for this setup. If not, we can easily double that. So I think what I'll do here, if we look at the map again, I'll go off camera again. I'll bring down the crotinium. Then I'll set up, well, at least get started and ready to build the train line up there. So I'll just go on pause here again, and we'll bring down the crotinium. Okay, so here we are up at the crotinium here. We've done another 4 in the 2 line. This is, looking at the map here, there's biters sort of in the area, but I don't think they're going to be a problem for a while. Even so, I put a couple of turrets here just by the radar, and then if that gets attacked, we'll know we'll have to come out and build better defenses. Okay, that's going to run down. So I'll go back off camera and I'll collect up all the gear for railway. I'll be right back.